Here is how to win in 2026. The first thing you must do is be extremely clear. At the end of every period where I've gone through a significant downturn in my life, maybe I've lost people, maybe I've experienced a breakup, maybe I've lost a bunch of money. What it forced me to do was to look at the available resources I had left. Maybe it was time, maybe it was age, maybe it was money, maybe it was people. And it forced me to be able to figure out what the one singular goal would be, to go from 0 to 1 the next day or the next week or the next month. Because when you have nothing, that's your advantage. You have nothing. So the only way you can go is up. So what happens is when you have 0, you're forced to get clarity. And your clarity is, how do I get to 1? If you don't have clarity, then it's very, 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 very hard to go from, for example, 7 to 8 or 8 to 9. But when you're at 0, you're forced to have clarity. So how people are going to win in 2026 is you need to be abundantly clear on what the goal is for 2026. What is the actual goal? What's the one thing that if you hit this, you'd be like, you know what? I moved the needle forward this year. I was able to look back at the end of the year and be like, hey, this is actually a decent step forward. Because what happens is we're creatures of habit. Oftentimes we will repeat the same year after year after year after year. You'll date the same person year after year after year after year. You'll attract the same person. You'll hire the wrong talent. You'll be solving the same problems. The same things that pissed you off 8 months ago are the same things that pissed you off today. And that's because you haven't fixed the core issue, which is not actually an issue in and of itself. It's just lack of clarity. Because when you have clarity, it's like you're able to get a blade and you're able to slice through cleanly. But when you don't have clarity, the knife is blunt. It gets stubby, it gets stuck. You're not able to slice through something, but rather you create little dents all around the bread, and the bread is now just sliced up in different ways, but it's not cleanly sliced up to make a sandwich, right? So clarity is the first thing you must do in 2026, get clarity. And how do you get clarity, one might ask? You actually need to spend time in solitude. Spend time alone, quiet. You need an environment in which you can think every day without interruption. What people used to do, right, before the freaking advent of, internet and things like that, what they used to do more frequently is they would just sit near a lake and just watch water. In the solitude of things, that's where clarity emerges, right? Clarity. The second thing you'll need is high energy. The more I grow in this game of entrepreneurship, the more I understand how important energy management is. There are people that will carry energy and there are people that will detract. It's very, very important that you surround yourself with people that carry energy. But here's the kicker. There are a lot of people that will front like they carry energy. But a lot of those people are emotionally deregulated or unregulated. What I mean by that is a lot of people will be very, very up, which is fine. But I actually like the people that are kind of always like a consistent 7 out of 10. They're not too high, they're not too low. You kind of got to be like a 7, because what happens is when you're too up, like it's not sustainable. Like everything defaults eventually to an equilibrium. Like if you look at things politically, there's usually an 8-year run of people swinging to the left, and then there's usually an 8-year run of people swinging to the right. There's good times and there's bad times. Every, 20-ish years or something like that, there's some sort of a universal catastrophe. It was COVID in 2020, global financial crisis 2008, right? People thought the world was going to end in the year 2000, right? The third example I mentioned there isn't perfect, but there's always downturns. So when there is someone that is on an emotional high, to me that indicates, oh, this person's probably like gonna crash. They're not like super emotionally stable. But when someone is kind of able every day to just give like consistent, boom, boom, consistent efforts, I'm thinking, okay, good. This is someone that I can trust in, someone that's dependable, someone that's kind of like this, right? Even when turbulence happens, they're still able to coast. I like talking to those people every day because I feel like we're kind of aligned on the same vibration instead of the person that's also too low. I'd rather the person that's, by the way, overly optimistic than the person that's overly pessimistic any day. But you can be, like, I'm extremely optimistic all the time, but I'm also pretty relaxed, generally speaking. But I'm also very positive, generally speaking, right? I'm generally a pretty happy person. But that obviously was through a lot of reform and through growth, right? So that's the second thing. You need a lot of energy, and you need to be aware of where the energy is lying, the positive and negative. The third thing you must do is you need to start the year now. So instead of starting 2026 on January 1st, you need to start it now. Like right now it's December 30th. I'm making more content. Like this starts now. I started my 2026 like end of November because I was like, I need to start practicing. I need to start buying into this vibration, this energy, this habit. And the sooner you start, the more you're ready. What happens is in NLP, there's a term called going first. So for example, if I want you to feel excited, I want to feel the excitement first, right? So a big thing I'll be doing over the next couple of days as the year wraps up is just expressing my gratitude for people around me. Hey man, I just wanted to let you know, like I'm very grateful for you. Grateful that you're in my life. I'm grateful that you're in my life. You're an awesome person. I think you're incredible. I just wanted to let that be known, right? Because I want to just admit gratitude. Boom, boom. It's almost selfish, by the way. That's the beauty of this. Like being unselfish is actually in a way being selfish. But anyway, yeah, you need to really be emitting the 2026 vibration you want now. Because by the time New Year's celebrations happens, and many of you probably, some of you are entrepreneurs, but some of you aren't, and you're getting back to work, etc., you don't want to have like a 2-week lag into 2026. You don't want that. You want to already be operating at that level, so momentum can operate within your favor. For me, I already know in January we're going to sign up like 15 to 30 clients just because we were still selling very aggressively, like throughout majority of December. So again, we were already operating, you see, in that 2026 vibration. We have me, Aero, we have about 5 to 6 closers. Nearly every closer except one got a sale in December. So if there's 6 of us and we're all, as an example, closing a conservative 4 deals each by Jan, by Feb, like 24 deals a month, guys. Like worst case scenario, we're gonna end up doing like $500,000 a month by the end of 2026. That's worst case scenario. And that's not based on my ego. It's just based on like, well, if there's 6 closers closing an average of 4 deals each, and we charge X amount per dollar per client, and our churn rate is single digits churn rate all year, well, and we're already a 7-figure per year run rate company. Well, like compounding will work in our favor. Even if there's a bad month, 20 deals a month times 12 months is 240 deals. So let's just say that's an average of 3K a month even per client, whatever. Like you guys just do the maths there, right? That's a lot of deals. And that's a lot of new revenue. So we had to, though, first operate at that vibration before the year started. Like, to be super transparent, I just came back from a brief holiday, right, with my family. And I was still working through it, still doing demos, whatever. But the last 24, 48 hours, like it's been, I don't know, for whatever reason, just my vibration's been, like I felt a bit, I haven't been as upbeat internally. But as I'm making this content for you, I can already feel like my vibe like increasing. I can feel the positivity emitting because I decided to feel positive to make this content. I decided to do this thing. And by deciding, I now feel better. So now I'm going to emit better to other people, right? So yeah, if you do these 3 things, you'll have a great start to 2026 guaranteed, irrespective of whatever life throws at you. And I'm really excited to build with you guys. If you guys want to work with us, we have a free Skool group where you can learn a bunch about marketing and sales. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I have a private growth advisory. It's not cheap, but it's extremely useful for those of you that want to just destroy 2026 in every single way possible from a business perspective. And of course, if you want to be a client of ours instead, if you feel like you have a service that needs some tactical marketing help, albeit SEO or meta ads, or you want to be able to scale with AI, then you can also click the link below and you can see if you qualify for our program. As always, think mega and best of luck in 2026. God bless. Let's get it.